Can you recount for me some of what you told the summit today and tell our viewers about what you saw and I guess the effect it had on you and the effect you might have hoped it would have on the Friends of Syria delegates?
Well, for months, working as a group, helping out, delivering medical aid and humanitarian aid for a lot of areas, but mostly to Homs and Bab Amr, we know that the risks of transporting any medical equipments or medical instruments or supplies. The worst is transporting just a blood bags for urgent use. But the worst came to us 3 days ago through a Skype from some part of the southern part of Syria. About 400 families came from Homs and Bab Amr with 160 children and 50 toddlers. Most of the children had no parents because they've been killed or kidnapped, and two of these young children, one age of 14 and the other one is only 10, and both are pregnant from a rape. And the worst atrocity and the worst in this, that the secret police in Syria, in that part, prevented the doctors from documenting this incident and by sending a formal report. So they prevented a written formal report, and they asked the hotels where these 400 families and 210 children were housed in cheap hotels paid for from a charity. They ordered their eviction and also not to rent or to let to Syrians, to Homsis, or to have them as guests. So they asked me, where do we go? Just tell the conference, where do they want us to go? And more importantly, what with their help, whether the aid or the money they sending for Syrians, how is it going to bring up our parents, or what is it going to do for these two young girls of 14 and 10 who are pregnant?
Doctor, just briefly, if you wouldn't mind, a personal view. Can you believe this? Can you believe this as a Syrian? Can you believe this as a doctor, what you've actually just seen?
Sorry, can I? Can you repeat just
let me
the
rephrase.
question?
Let me rephrase. Can you believe that this has been allowed to happen? That you've seen this for your own eyes and witnessed this? I mean, the impact it has on you.
In fact, the whole conference and the 80 or so foreign ministers were deeply, deeply shocked. The conference was interrupted for a couple of minutes or more while Professor Dawood Oglo, the foreign minister of Turkey, came out and hugged me so, as a very good friend, although I never met him. And several ministers, foreign ministers, like the foreign minister of Canada and the deputy minister of United States, and Nolan, the spokesman lady from Washington for the State Department, they were all while talking to me, expressing the utmost shock that these atrocities are happening in this century, at this time. And that's why I asked the ministers, with a great respect, what are you going to do to prevent this from happening? And I told Mr. Oglo, you're not doing enough. But they did recognize the right of the Syrian people to defend themselves, and this is, although stating the obvious, but it is the first step that they recognize, because I asked them, either you defend us or you arm the Syrian Free Army to defend us. You have the choice. And apparently they came up with this statement that the Syrian people have the right to defend themselves.
Fascinating, frightening testimony, in fact, from Dr. Musa Al-Kurdi, joining us from Istanbul. Thank you for your time, sir.